see from the video, this is not sitting by the river. There's no water rushing. It's a regular hotel room, but that's fine. I didn't expect it to be something as magical as it was last night. Day 2 of this road trip, it was very interesting. I started off in front of the river at the Pemmy Cabins. My plan, as you heard me say last night, was going to Flapjacks to get some flapjacks. And I looked them up, and it was, oh, they open at 7 o'clock. I was like, that's great. Went and got in my car, typed in the, GPS coordinates, address to get there, and it said it opened at 7 a.m. Thursday. Today is not Thursday. Today is Tuesday. So it was closed. Ooh. So I said, all right, fine. We'll figure something else out. So there was a diner not far from Flapjacks. Really high reviews. I said, all right, go to a nice, authentic northern New Hampshire diner. So I drove down there. It was so packed, and there were cars lining the street. I said, oh. So I could have either waited there for like 2 hours, maybe, to get food, but I didn't. So what I ended up doing was I went to a place called, where are they? White Mountain Bagel. Really good. I got sausage, egg, and cheese on wheat. Really nice setup. Got that. That was good enough. So the plan after that, I packed up my stuff to go out to the Kancamagus Pass, which, if you haven't been there, do it. When I do this in post, in editing, I'll layer in pictures and videos of Kancamagus. It's 34 miles between Lincoln and North Conway. No cell service, no gas stations. There's some parts of the Kancamagus are 9% grade. So last time I went there, I was marathon training. So that's what I was doing. I was going to run the Kank. I went to Kancamagus Pass, highest point in there, ran 4 miles down, 4 miles back up. God, I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, I didn't do that this time. But I will tell you, it's hard driving up and down. Like my Toyota, almost 150,000 miles. I've taken that thing through the White Mountains now a couple times, and out to Maine, out to Lubeck, all around the East Coast. It's held up, but it definitely struggled a bit going up the incline, 9% grade. I was like, I'm just going to go slow. So I stopped at a couple different places, shot videos of places like Sabaday Falls, the Lincoln Trailhead, Sugar Hill, but Kancamagus Pass, right there, I was shooting a video, and I left there, and I was like, I'm just going to go slow up the hill. I said, because you never know what you might see. There's a lot of winding curves, and sure enough, coming around the corner, I see a motorcycle person standing there with their hands up, because someone had either been hit or wiped out, and they were in the road, and so we had to wait. Emergency services came. I saw them after. Once I made sure everyone was all right. I guess he was all right, but they brought the ambulance, fire. But yeah, that'll get you thinking really quick. Out in the middle of nowhere, I had no cell service whatsoever. But the Kank was great. Then it was off to Vermont. And I'll tell you, I've spent more time today in Vermont than pretty much my whole life. And one thing I'll tell you, I had no notes, no plan really for what I was going to see. It was more drive. I wanted certain pictures. There's like Vermont farms. It's like a dirt road with the fence and the farm. It's hard to explain if you don't look it up on Instagram. But I drove and drove. I saw a couple of these tight places, but there was nowhere to pull over. And there'd be people behind me, so I didn't want to cut the wheel. So it ended up, I didn't get as many pictures of Vermont farms as I wanted. I got another couple covered bridges, What a shot there. But I've still got tomorrow leaving here. I'm in Brattleboro right now, so I've still got some Vermont left before I head back into Massachusetts. Tomorrow I'm going to hike at least a little bit into the Hoosac Tunnel because it's supposed to be crazy haunted. I think it's 5 miles deep, so I'm not doing 5 miles, but I'll go in far enough to see if I hear anything. But then I'm going to take the Mohawk Trail all the way back through central Mass. It goes like this. We'll see if I can find a Vermont farm. I need to get maple syrup before I leave the state too. I have made promises. I need to, I can't get the stuff you find in like Hannaford's has genuine Vermont maple syrup. And be like, wait, I can get that in the store. So I have to make sure of that. One place that I went to visit, I actually talked about it in the podcast, episode 33, the Dummerston Vine Cemetery. So, without notes here, and you can see my phone is off, charging. The idea with the Dummerston Vine Cemetery is it's the Spalding family. A member of the family died. I think it was a child. And there was this vine. And every time the vine crossed a grave of someone in the family that had died, another one would die. And the vine would go and cross that one and another. And it ended up getting to six members of the Spalding family, one after another. And this vine, predicted it. What they did was they, instead of burying the sixth one right next to them, they dug him up, moved it further away, and then cut the vine out and burned the ends of it. So hopefully that saved the family. It's in the middle of nowhere. A lot of the places I went to today were the middle of nowhere. I drove 220 miles. A lot of miles on that car. Gas mileage is good though. That's the main thing. I ended up where I'm at in Brattleboro. It's not a city, it's a bigger town, I guess you would say. So where I'm at, there's a Hannaford across the street. So naturally I walked over see that bag back there? Hannaford. Because they don't have it on Cape Cod. I looked for raspberry fluff, they don't have it. But they do have giant 5-hour energy drinks that I haven't seen in a couple of years. Oh man, those things will get you super hyped up. Anyway, further down the street, there's a dispensary, so I went and paid a visit to them. I got some drinks, but I decided to save them until I'm back on Cape Cod, so it's just regular edible that hasn't really kicked in, unless I seem stupid, but that's just every day. When I got done eating, I went to Brattleboro House of Pizza. I went there first. Then I got food and I ate. But I said I got about half an hour to find a sunset spot worthy of at least driving to. And me, naturally, I'm looking for somewhere that's off the beaten path. It's harder in a place like Vermont. Cape Cod, I just go to the beach. And it's like home field advantage. I know where everything is on Cape Cod. So what I was looking for was, there's a website called SunCalc. It's one word, SUNCALC. It will show you the position of the sunset, sunrise, and where it currently is based on anywhere you want to be. So that's what I did. I looked that up. I found an abandoned railroad bridge here. There was Vermont Route 9 here, and over here was West River. It was good enough because there's mountains, so the sun doesn't set. It's like half hour before sunset. It's already, you can't see it. But I parked at this electric power plant, like a smaller one, and I parked. I said, I'll just hide behind these bushes. Of course, a cop saw me pull in. I don't think he cared too much because he didn't circle back around and be like, what are you doing over there? So I parked, grabbed my camera, hiked out onto the railroad bridge. I knew there were no trains coming because the freaking bridge had plants growing out of the railroad ties and stuff. so I knew I was safe. I got some good pictures there. And then I still had time. I had about 10 minutes until sunset. I think sunset was 7:32. But I drove a little further south, and there's a bridge that crosses over the Connecticut River, which splits Vermont and New Hampshire. So I went out to the middle of the bridge and just shot the sunset in between, back and forth, like I was in one state and then the other. It amused me. But boy, that bridge, yeesh. You get like 5 cars on it, and it was rattling, like metal rattling. And I was trying to film it and get video of these pipes rattling on the bridge. It doesn't make you feel too safe. Tomorrow, who knows? I want to get something like a good breakfast place around here, but I also, in that Hannaford's bag, I have a protein shake and that 5-hour energy, which probably get me crazy, but who knows. And then the Mohawk Trail. If you haven't done the Mohawk Trail, I'm going to stop and film a lot of places. Like today on the Kancamagus Highway, I've got a lot of video, which will make a really good thing if you've never been there. Especially if you can't go in winter. Well, you can, but good luck. So yeah, that's about it. I've done almost 500 miles in 2 days. My plan was to get back to Cape Cod like this time tomorrow. It's 8:30-ish. Get back to Cape Cod at about this time, and then see how I felt Thursday, recover, and then maybe do like a big day trip into Connecticut. I'm wiped out. I was like punch drunk driving on the road, mainly because it was lots of up and down, lots of curves, and speed limit on the Vermont roads is 50 everywhere, unless there's a sign, which is interesting. But it got to a point where I started to just enjoy the drive and not worry as much about photos that I would take. And I think part of it was because I had a bagel sandwich at 8 a.m. and then I didn't eat anything at all the rest of the day until 6:30. So I think I was wiped from that, and I did almost 10,000 steps, so that's pretty good. But we'll see. Tomorrow, I'll be back to Cape Cod at some point, and I'll probably do another video like this to end off the day. We'll see how that goes. It'll be me back in normal place instead of hotel room. It's nothing special. That's why I don't have the main light on. It's like, you can see enough. But it's definitely it's got a lot of awards for being like best hotel in Brattleboro. So I got a good deal thanks to AAA. I got my AAA membership, the Plus membership, for half off. I was like, that'd be crazy not to do this. But yeah, we'll see. So in post-production here, editing, I'll have put in photos and stuff so you can see. And then we'll be back tomorrow to finish off this pretty sweet 3-day road trip. I mean, I'm going to end up doing over 700 miles easy. It's not bad. So there. I'm going to now relax and enjoy the rest of the night. And I'll see you tomorrow.